Hi, I'm Mateen Stewart, and my memories are memorable. Or not. Some of the shit I forget, but it was fun.
You decide.
Where the bleeps at? Where the bleeps at? Where the bleeps at this weekend? Where the bleeps at? Where the at? Where the at? That's the Kid Box version. Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at?
And welcome to another episode
of real, uncut, raw, authentic,
cut that out.
Unchambered.
Your brain looks broken right now trying to think of more.
Yeah, we're here.
That voice. Well, first, I'm Salem, co-host.
Don't tread on me, bro.
That voice to my left, the camera's right, is the
Mr. Thighs Out,
the king of the stepdads.
Yeah, I'm the dad that stepped up. Actually,
shoe game on hike mode.
Specifically, yeah.
Thighs out.
Yeah.
My guys out. Deacon Dan, aka Lil Dan, aka Danny Sellers, aka Pound for Pound, the greatest comedian in LA. By the time this is out, his comedy special Pound for Pound on YouTube. Either search that or go to follow Sellers on Instagram. Hit the link in bio. If you haven't watched it, run it up. And if you have watched it, watch it on a different device. Share it with all your friends.
Yeah.
Look, sadly, sometimes art has to fit into capitalism.
Yeah.
So algorithms. So share it, like it, make people watch it. I am glad, right off top, I'm glad you brought up, if you are new to this program,
please.
Okay.
Like and subscribe.
Danny likes to say raw, unfiltered. He likes to pretend we're some like
misogynistic.
No, we're not that. That's not even
misogynoir.
But he does always like puts on a persona of toxic male podcaster and say,
yeah, dude.
You know, I'm unfiltered, unraw. And a few episodes ago with Julian Stern, we accidentally uploaded the wrong file. And so the original podcast that we posted was just the raw audio file from us being like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And then it's me calling him like, and let's make sure we keep him short because he's long-winded. And it's all this stuff. And shout out all the colleagues because y'all were, before we switched it quick, but before we could, there was like 50 people maybe who listened to it. We got it very early. But this is from Venice. She messaged and saying, morning, I think we finally got the raw, uncut episode we've been waiting for. Yeah. Literally, it's unedited.
BET uncut.
So that's just that's a funny callback to Danny always saying we're raw, we're uncut, we're unedited.
Vulgar. I'm upset.
So she reached out, or they reached out, called that out. And a lot of different people reached out, let us know that we accidentally uploaded the wrong version. Nicole, shout out the colleague Nicole as well.
Look, players mess up too. Players mess up too. Had a rough week. It's been a rough couple of weeks, dog. But you know what? Y'all lucky I got a little piece of uncut, unfiltered stuff. Because next time when that happens, I'm gonna be a little bit less forgiving, dog.
Yeah.
I'm giving trade secrets. I'm talking about who. There's gonna be a lot of conspiracy theories unleashed.
That's hilarious.
Hollywood tea.
Yeah, but thank you to all the colleagues. Thank you to all the colleagues who the early few who caught it in the first hour that it was up. And shout out to people who keep reaching out. This goes back a few episodes. We've talked about it across multiple episodes, but Danny got broken up with via song.
I'm about to say, what are you talking about? Yeah.
When he was 21 years old.
Yeah.
And so shout out Jasmine. Thanks for reaching out.
Jazzy.
She said, great episode, had me dying. That's very kind of you.
Black Jasmine?
I don't know. You know, I don't see color.
That's not what you said before we started recording.
But Jasmine said, responding to the question, 17 is the max age where you can break up with someone via song.
I don't know, Jasmine. I don't know. I feel like junior year of college, you can still get that off. If you don't have a job offer yet, you can get that off still. I feel like if you don't have if you're not yet having, if you own your parents' health insurance still, I feel like you can get that off, and it can be nasty work. Don't get me wrong, but you can still get it off.
Yeah, I mean,
you've not been in the streets like that, so you gotta.
I'm not really knowing. What her question was though is, what's your take when someone devotes a song to their current partner that was the same song they devoted to their ex?
That's crazy activity. It's like having sex in the same bed as you had with somebody else.
Like, how would you not feel guilty? Like in the back of your mind, you're listening to this song and you're like, I'm with person B, but I did this with person A.
No, it's nasty work. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have, that's what when you dedicate a song to somebody, it has to be niche enough to where either it's not mainstream or it's like really specific to that person. So you don't have to reuse it. I got a couple of jams that like, they were niche enough that I don't really hear them and I can still slap them and not feel some kind of way.
Right.
But you can't
repeat it.
No, you can't.
You can't, if it's our song, it can't be our song with multiple people. It's just a duo.
You can't have a polyamorous our song. Polygamy song playlist is crazy.
The East Side LA people are going to come for you for that one.
I mean, it could be polyamorous, but not the songs though.
Well, thank you to all the colleagues reaching out. Let's get, before we get to a guest, which we do have a great guest today.
Did you ever do polygamy, Sam?
I would not, no.
Okay, making sure. Just checking your post, dog.
I'm just checking your post.
No, old black people, I'm just checking your post, brother. God bless you.
That's the saying in the community.
I've got that, for like 100%. Denisha,
I've never heard
that not what black people say? I'm just checking your post, brother. Are you, they don't say that in Boston. I think in down south and Midwest, it's checking your post, brother.
Just in case she wasn't on mic, she said it's more of a, sounds like a country thing. She hasn't heard that.
Yeah.
Country bumpkin Danny.
All right, Sam, that's kind of racist a little bit. It feels like for you to say. It was cool. Denisha said it. When you said it was kind of like.
Want to know what's so upsetting to me is
awkward.
All the feedback that I get. I love the podcast. It's amazing when Danny shames you for being white.
I mean, I'm not shaming you. I'm just saying you're bringing a lot of stuff up. It's like, okay, I kind of.
I hate you so much.
I'm a little bit like, okay. I feel conscious of
this is I'll listen to Conan O'Brien's podcast a lot, and he'll do stuff that's clearly satire, where he like shouts at, like he berates people for like, you brought me the wrong coffee order, like be a bit, and then people don't understand that it's a bit, and that's like not nuanced at all, and people can't understand it's a bit.
Yeah,
and then you bring this Sam's a horrible person, and people think it's real.
No, I mean it's not real, but it's not fake.
I thought you were about to double down on it.
I'm not abandoning the idea of it.
I hate you so much.
It's just a little bit of truth to all this stuff. Look, go watch Pound for Pound right now on my YouTube, please. And you'll hear all this specific tea about me and Sam's relationship. I do 30 minutes specifically on Sam. If you like me and Sam.
Kind of crazy that I'm not in the credits, like special thanks to my opener.
No, I don't do special things.
I got an Instagram shout out. That's all I needed.
Yeah, see, look.
It's all for social media. Okay, before we get to our guests, I'm gonna keep asking you the question till you truly have a mental breakdown on set.
I know, right?
Our favorite segment, trademark Danny Sellers mental health check.
Oh, all right, little babies.
And then try to keep it not. We seem a little unhinged today. Don't get us canceled.
You already asked the question.
Keep it as roped in as possible.
My mental health feels like an overdose.
Oh my God. Can you
like
say
my
that?
body feels bad, but at least I had a good time.
That is so messed up.
I mean, that's how it's been fun, but I don't feel great.
Your insides feel microwaved.
Guts hurt. Remember, you never listened to Old Jesus and Meryl, did you?
Their podcast, no.
Did you, Denisha, back in the day? Yeah, okay. They used to have a joke about it, dude. Like, oh my God, my guts hurt.
Oh yeah.
Sit on this.
Hey, reference more bits that nobody understands. Make more references.
PG-13. Yeah,
you want me to make a bunch of niche VeggieTale references right now?
Oh, that's crazy.
Okay.
That's actually disgusting. All right, let's get into Mateen Stewart. Funny guy, fellow alpha brother, fellow funny black man.
Yep, just like you.
Let's get it.
What a great attitude.
Let's get it. It is it today fucking Saturday? I don't know what today is.
It's Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday.
All right. We are here with our guest. Oh,
can I say
Danny,
it?
can we?
First?
Oh my God. Chemistry.
We are here back. We already did our intro. We are back with this very special guest.
I like how you're telling the guests we've already done our intros if they haven't listened to it.
He doesn't know that
he wasn't here. Yeah, he wasn't here. You're right.
We're all talking into the.
Did your intro first.
Yeah.
You are here now. And let's get a proper introduction like we like to do on the podcast. Our guest today is a comedian, writer, and actor who's appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live and Last Week Tonight with John Oliver.
Yes.
His weekly stand-up show, Late for Work, regularly sells out the famed Hollywood Improv while showcasing some of the biggest comics in the world.
Yeah.
Worldwide. We can barely contain our excitement to welcome to the podcast a man who was rejected by the Trader Joe's on La Brea and 3rd in Los Angeles. A kid who wouldn't smoke weed, but he'd buy weed out the trap house so he'd seem cool to his friends. And the scarecrow from his high school's production of The Wiz, it's Mateen Stewart.
Yes, it is Mateen Stewart. That is me. Yes.
Yeah.
You put that. Okay.
So every time he does, let me tell you something. I almost said it before we started recording, but I didn't. He does this. He'll be like, I didn't have time to. He'll still get shit. Fire shit.
Because he found some, I don't know, there's like, I don't know, maybe I say that on other podcasts or something, but those are some deep dives there.
What he does.
I did run out of time this time. That's what's crazy. I'm not just lying.
But if he has like 48 hours, he'll go like really, really, like too much. Like, bro, I can't say this in public type shit.
There's been a couple of times where someone was like, and it wasn't anything like bad. They were just like, I don't know how you know that. Please don't put that on. And then
the weed thing. I don't know. I'm trying to think, where did that come up at some point?
Illegal activity. So you killed somebody once.
I know, like, yeah, he killed his high school girlfriend.
You're just immediately uncomfortable.
Rebranded.
No, I'm fine. It's fine. I kind of knew what I was getting.
You were a good kid. You were a good kid in school, the high school.
Mostly, I was a good kid. Yeah.
I mean, the quote from you yourself is, "If I cannot work and get a B, why work hard to get an A?"
Yes, that's true.
Damn.
That is.
That's bars.
That is.
Were you a good student?
I was a good student, but by proxy, I didn't really have to work. Like he said, why work hard and get an A if you can not work hard and get a B?
I feel like as someone who is a teacher, those kids either end up like just peaked in high school, or they end up like really like making it like and pursuing their dreams. Because like that mentality, it either teaches you like, oh, you didn't actually ever learn how to like work hard or be organized, or it teaches you like, hey, I may not like I know how to focus on what's actually important to me, and I'm charming.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I used to get my work done quickly, so I used to have a lot of behavior issues.
Yeah.
So they thought I was like, so they thought
Trying
I was
to get
like,
attention of girls.
well, no, yeah, that was it. But they thought that I was acting up because I couldn't do the work.
Right.
What was happening was I was doing the work really fast, and then I was like, all right, time to clown. You know?
Yeah.
Got to get these bits off
And I was
home economics.
Yeah, I was always a procrastinator too.
And you grew up where?
In Detroit.
Okay.
Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Damn. So you went from Detroit to FAMU.
Detroit to FAMU.
Had you been to Florida before?
I had been
Florida
to Florida.
A&M for those unfamiliar.
Yeah, I had never been to Tallahassee. I didn't visit a school. I just knew. So my family historically was from that area.
Okay.
So like that's where we were able to get back to as far as like lineage and stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there was a really wealthy person that owned my family. So there was a lot of records for us. So that was, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, I guess.
But I know, like, I guess.
I've never heard somebody say a sentence where it's somebody owned my family. So I guess that's a good thing.
No, I said they were very wealthy, well off. So
they could document.
They have very they document their
history,
stuff. Yeah. So like, there's tax records with like my family.
Oh wow.
Listed as like this guy's property.
That's insane.
Yeah, General Gilchrist, he was a Confederate general. He's buried there. So yeah, I've definitely went and pissed on his grave a few times. So my family was from that area. So and my mom and my dad told me they weren't going to pay for it.
Yeah.
I respect.
FAMU, popular historically black college in Tallahassee, Florida.
Tallahassee.
Yeah, I went to high school in Jacksonville. So
Okay.
I know a little. I never went to FAM or visited, but
that's crazy though to go. Like you literally never visited it. Nothing.
Nope.
Your like moving day was your first day.
First time in Tallahassee. Yeah.
I mean, but honestly, for me in college, I went on one official visit for sports, but I never heard of Elon.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I never heard of the school I went to for basketball, but like at least went like met the coach, went like saw the area, but just to show up as a were you 18 when you
17?
Oh, so you graduated early?
Because I skipped the third grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flex all over us.
Supporting you.
No, because that was that thing where like I went to school. It was a school with like multiple grades in one classroom.
Yeah.
The teacher would have to divvy out the work. So
How old are you?
I'm 75 years old.
It was a one school.
It was a one-room school.
Yeah.
Schoolhouse.
Yeah. No, yeah. So it was a schoolhouse, but yeah. So that I went. Yeah, I didn't turn 18 until my second semester of my.
But was it like a great decision that it was just like I'm going here with no preconceived notions, or is there kind of like a welcome to the league moment?
It was good. It was like I wanted to go here. They had just won like College of the Year, and like people talking about the band and shit. I was like, yeah, I'm going there. But yeah, it was. I mean, I had fun.
Were you theater major?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. It was like, what was the thing? It was theater. Was the thing?
Yeah, so I was like kind of undeclared, and like I used to want to be a doctor, but then it turned out that my dad like knew a guy that worked there, but he didn't know what he did. It was like his coworkers. And so I went to go meet the coworker's nephew, and then it ended up being a theater guy.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I talked to him, and he was like, "Yeah, you're gonna be a theater." Okay, whatever, bro. And then I had auditioned for a play, and then they waived my fees.
The audition?
Well, when I got the role. So when you do a role, they waive your out-of-state fees.
Oh.
So I got like a...
Oh, it's basically a scholarship.
Yeah, so you get money back.
Damn.
Yeah, so then later on, they were like, well, if you want to be a theater major, we have the scholarship, we just got it. And I was like, yeah, cool. And I called my mom and was like, I'm going to be a theater major. And she was like, no, you're not. I go, well, they're going to give me some money. She goes, okay.
Yeah, you are.
Matter of fact, I didn't hear you, baby.
Yeah.
Say that dollar figure again.
No, yeah. So I got the Camille Cosby scholarship.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I would get a check from Bill Cosby every semester.
That's wild.
Yeah, he paid for me to go to
Good job, Mateen.
Yeah.
Jokes.
That's Bill Cosby truther over here.
Yeah, I'm not a truther. I'm a truther because I know the truth about Bill Cosby.
It's a sick nigga.
he is a sicko.
Did you get to meet him or you just got
I've met him a couple times, yeah. Never nice to me.
He dapped you up.
He was never nice to you?
Never nice to me, no.
Like, just like cold or like actual
like cold,
rude?
like not just rude and cold.
I feel like back then, niggas were, they didn't need to be nice. There was no like.
Well, he was old. He was old. So I met him.
He knew it was coming.
He was one of the commencement speakers at FAMU. And then there was years later, he was working he was doing like some kind of like whatever at the Charles H. Wright African American History Museum. And I worked there. And they had these like big ass like posters of him like throughout his like lineage of life.
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, you guys can take the posters. I was like, that's cool, it's Bill Cosby. And then
Right.
I just went in the dressing room and I was like, hey, Mr. Cosby, and this. He goes, I don't have time for that.
Nice.
Yeah.
It took him more energy to wave his
hand.
Just
Yes.
swipe
He did this in his thing, Bill Cosby.
If I would have just put the pen in his hand, maybe I would have got the fucking signature. But for the longest time, I carried that picture for years around from apartment to apartment, and it used to hang above my bed. Like, yeah.
He's looking down on you.
He's like looking down. He has this old microphone. It's like his shirt's unbuttoned.
Bill Cosby looking over your bedroom's a little crazy.
Yeah, I know. I had to take it down. It's not there anymore. But yeah.
Damn, FAMU. So, did you cross Alpha FAMU too?
I crossed Alpha FAMU, Beta New Chapter in the fall of
famous fraternity
2002. Yeah, it was cool. I had a good time, man. I still talk to most of my line brothers, and because it was different pledging out of black school.
Same. I mean, not same, but I understand because I went to a white school, but a lot of our area was all HBCUs. So
okay, because where's your school at?
North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
So we had Winston-Salem State. These are all
Central.
Yes, Central wasn't our area, but close. A&T was the same area.
Okay.
Who else was in our area? Wake Forest was on in and out. So we had like a lot of other historically black colleges in the area. So it was always on the popping.
Yeah, man. It was the best times of my life, man. I tell everybody I wouldn't change anything about my collegiate.
Yeah.
It was fun.
That's awesome. And that's actually honestly rare that like in the college sports world, people are always like, oh, kids these days, they're just transferring, da-da-da. Like, it's like, have you seen non-athletes? Like most kids, if you let a 17, 18-year-old kid make a major decision, like where am I going to spend tens of thousands of dollars? Yeah, like half the time the kid ends up transferring and they're not even on a sports team.
Yeah.
So that's a pretty rare experience to like, especially sight unseen, no preconceived notions, and show up and like have a great time. That is a blessing.
Finished in 4 years.
So rewinding, I find this interesting about you. Honestly jealous of because I played basketball in college, played growing up, and I was always like, hey, you have to, whatever your stereotype or whatever box you fit, that's what you have to be. So when it's like, oh, I'm a basketball player, but I would sneak off, like all the basketball players like, hey, we're partying after the game. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there. And then I'd like sneak off to the theater to like watch the production and be like, oh my,
yeah.
oh, damn. I wish I could, I want to be up there. But
you were never able to experience the duality.
Yeah, but you were on the basketball team.
Yeah.
You're in theater.
Yeah, and I did. I was
Okay,
able
Black
to,
Efron.
I know.
Black Efron is crazy.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I always had like a weird place because I was always in like this like purgatory of sorts with like my friend groups, or like being like playing sports and also being in theater. It was never a thing where it was like I could have somebody that was in both with me.
Yeah,
it was always like different. But I mean,
you were like 2 theater for the sports kids and 2 sports for the theater kids.
But I mean, in our program at FAMU, we did have a couple football players that also were theater majors. But mostly, it was just like theater people were theater people, and the athletes, the jocks were the jocks. There was no in between.
Yeah, but I think it must make you like that balance makes you a better actor, performer. Like,
yeah, I mean, it's also, it makes you more well-rounded. And I always try to consider myself to be because like when I used to work at the summer camp, and I went to, and they're like, oh yeah, you're the theater person, and they're like, like
you're a theater director, right?
Yeah, straight black man at the theater, like really, but I could also teach basketball or baseball or even soccer and so other things because I could talk about Hamilton and how much it sucks, and I can also tell you who was a starting 5 for the 1989 Detroit Pistons.
One of my biggest frustrations with comedians is that like you hear on podcasts or whatever, even conversations, like, I don't know, if I didn't have comedy, I just couldn't. I don't know what else I would do.
Oh no, yeah.
I hate that shit because it's one of the things is just like self-deprecating to a degree. It's like we don't need that, but also it's like, why would you ever be prideful of like I can only do comedy? If I lost this, I'd be a fucking crackhead. It's like, really, bro? That's not cool to me,
Yeah, it makes one thing like, oh, this means so much to me that like I can't imagine, like I love it so much, but like to your point, to say like, oh, this defines me wholly as a person.
My only skill is to tell jokes. Like, really, dog? Like, you never fucking...
Yeah, it's that thing with like, with comics. Because I mean, I never really wanted to be a comedian. I never aspired to do this. So this was never on my radar until it was on my radar. But yeah, like I had so many other things that I was doing outside of comedy too. Like even now, like there's, like you said, there's comics that just got to do shows, And I'm like, no, man, let's not do that.
But comedy wasn't on your radar until your mom paid for the LA stand-ups class.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Really?
Yeah, for my birthday, I was creatively depressed, for lack of a better word, and yeah, being out here and acting is tough. Like that's tough. Like to come out here. And you doing nothing, or you book one commercial. The thing I loved about comedy is something can happen today, and then you could like talk about it.
Right.
With acting is if you're not working, if you're not in class, if you're not doing anything,
right,
you're literally not doing anything.
That's the people who gravitate like, oh, well, I love doing improv, but you need a whole team of people that consistently show up. Stand up, you can just do it. It's you and a mic, and like, yes, of course, you need to eventually get booked on enough shows or whatever, but it is still your thing. But you got booked on a national McDonald's commercial like
pretty early on.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
Yeah. So like in 2007, I had got Taft-Hartley for McDonald's, and it was like my first audition for a commercial, and I was like, this is gonna be my life.
This is it.
I'm a McDonald's boy now. Yeah, it's not gonna stop. Just commercial. And then I went like 14 years in between booking commercials.
Damn.
Yeah.
And did you came out here just for acting at first?
Just for acting, yeah, man. I came out here to act. I went because when I finished school, I went back home for 2 years, and I worked a lot of like theaters, and I went on tour with like Charlotte's Web, and then I played George Washington Carver at Henry Ford Museum. It was just like a lot of acting stuff. And then a couple of my friends were supposed to move out here with me, and they ended up not moving. Then I had met this other girl in a play, Simone, and we were supposed to live together. A week before I got out here, she was like, I got some good news and bad news. I was like, well, what's the news? She goes, well, I found a place to stay. And I was like, all right, perfect. We got a place. She goes, no, but it's only one room, and I'm not going to be living with you. I'm like,
oh, dang.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like 2 weeks before I was supposed to come out here. So.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So
That's tough.
That's messed up.
So yeah, I bounced around for like a week, and she was like, you can stay with me. And then I ended up finding some, like a girl that took my headshots. That's the first thing they tell you when you move
Get
out.
headshots.
Gotta get headshots.
Right.
It was a lot different back then because like you had to get headshots, you had to get them printed, you had to drop them off at the agencies. They were like, it was a fucking grind, bro.
It's not even that long ago, but it's just a completely different
It's
world.
just a completely different world.
Yeah.
Like you had to take your headshot to every audition. Like it was just a fucking.
Your special skills are written on the back.
Yeah.
Like I can tap dance. I took tap dance as a kid.
Crazy as hell. I haven't printed out shit.
Yeah, man.
I don't even have a printer. Like
you just have to have copies.
On
of your fucking your car, bro.
That's crazy.
You gotta have your theatrical, your commercial.
Keep that
carrying around a portfolio. That's funny.
Wow.
All right, let's get to our favorite segment, Save the Date, where we give you a date from your life.
Okay.
And this is October 24th. We're coming up on a 11-year anniversary of this. October 24th, 2012.
2012, October.
Any guesses before
I don't know. No, I don't know what happened.
You were hanging out with a fairly famous man, Ben Stiller.
Oh, yeah.
Posted up on Instagram with him. So what was, give us the context. What was going on?
Oh, okay. So, I had actually got to shoot 2 seasons of Funny or Die Presents on HBO.
Oh, that's
and so I did this. It was like a sketch show.
Yeah.
And I did this sketch with Ben Stiller and what's my man's name? Rob. Can't think of his name.
Riggle?
Rob
Riggle?
Not Rob Riggle. He's been everything. He was on Office. He's been on a lot of shit. I can't think of his name right now. But he had this thing called You Want to See a Dead Body. And what it was is he would take all these celebrities like, you want to see a dead body? And then they would go around looking for this dead body. So they were downtown and my role was...
And this is like, sorry, do the celebrities think they're about to see like a real dead body? Or
no, it's a sketch. They know.
Oh, so they're in. It's not like
they're aware. No.
Okay, cool.
They're aware.
Okay.
So it was a thing where like they were walking downtown. I walked up to them and they like kind of, and then I was like, "Hey guys, can you guys tell me where Staples Center is?" And they're like, "Oh, it's over there." And they're like, "Oh man, I feel bad. Every black guy's not gonna rob me." And then I end up coming back around. Give me your wallets, motherfucker. Yeah, it was like a thing. It was like my first like big celebrity interaction kind of thing, but
yeah,
that was all like a friend of a friend. So when I worked at the summer camp, one of the owners of the camp, their daughter, producer, so she worked in a lot of shit. So a lot of the things that I've done on television, almost all of the things that I've done on television has been like indirectly or directly linked to like something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, shout out to Franny.
I mean, that's honestly how me growing up in Minnesota, not having any understanding of like the industry or anything, you think it's just like, hey, someone sees you performing or you're the most talented person. And of course there are auditions where someone just absolutely kills it. But most of the stuff is just like, okay, friend of a friend, this person, I got an in.
And that's what it was. Like, that's how I got my first agent. That's how I got my first manager, just because like she knew somebody and this happened. So yes, I did that. And then they brought me back for season 2. And then like, I kind of had like some qualms with that initially. Cause I was like, oh yeah, they did the whole thing. Like, oh yeah, black guy's not dangerous, but then ends up still being dangerous. So it's like,
that's the thing. Sometimes I get like auditions for stuff. I said no to something like last week.
Okay.
Where I'm just like, it just felt too stereotypically.
Yeah,
like,
I walked out of some auditions.
So, okay, it's not even redeeming. It's just like, I'm just the dumb big black dude in jail.
That's what it was. I've walked out. There was one for Coca-Cola that was being in, supposed to air in Japan.
That seems crazy because they're like, well, this wouldn't do. We know we can't put it in America, but we can put it in Japan.
There was just like a thing where you had to be like this DJ, but it was like, what's up, everybody? We drinking Coca-Cola. I was like, no, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I walked out a few auditions. Man. I walked out auditions, not even like where I feel like it's too, but it's like, you guys don't want me for this. And every time I've been in an audition, I felt like they're not, you guys, I'm just here because you got to bring in. They never cast a black person.
That's crazy. What would you, for those don't know, I mean, I guess I'm kind of an actor in the sense that I have an agent that tells me to submit for stuff, but I've never gotten anything and I don't take it that seriously. But I've only done it in today's current era, and I think you as well, Danny, where it's all self-tapes, where it's just get in your room, put your phone up. Did you like it better when you were driving in and doing in-person auditions?
No, I hate it I still hate it in person. And they're bringing them back, but I mean, for me, that's where like I had that like that epiphany where I was like, this is
Yeah.
And it was a role for like a car commercial, and there was no lines, and they wanted to go sit in there in Panama. They had like 18 dudes that looked exactly like me. And I was like, any of us could do this.
Right.
Like, it's like hitting the fucking lottery.
Right.
Any of us literally can do this.
Yeah.
And there's been commercials because I've booked like 3 in the last year, which and everyone's like, you're killing it. I go, dude, I went 14 years in between fucking.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, they booked all of us to do these commercials, and we're still don't have any lines. It's just like, hey, anybody could do it. So I don't know, man. It's just it's very frustrating still.
Yeah.
I mean, even with a self-tape, at least you could do it and send it in, not worry about it.
Yeah.
And you'll have some second thoughts, but usually you could take your time and look at it and redo it a few times.
Right.
A lot of times, you go to an audition and you just go in there, you do it, and then they don't give you any notes. And like, all right, see you later. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you start reacting it in your commercial, in your car. Like, I should have did it this way. Like, I should have did it this way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so frustrating where like, even my first commercial that I booked, I'm like, oh, I'm a thespian, I'm this actor. And I was like, yeah, what made you guys, pick me for the commercial? And
This is the McDonald's one?
Yeah. And the lady like, oh, Gaston really liked the shirt that you had on that day. Like, really liked how it fit you and like how it looked. And I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah. That's what's crazy with so much of this rejection is like you take it so personal and it like, yeah, sometimes there's somebody who's just amazing and sticks out, but half the time it's like, oh, it was the wrong shirt, your hair, you're this, you're that. And it's like, it's all stuff out of your control.
Yeah, it is out of your control, man. And like being put on hold and like waiting and get that call. And then, if it never comes, it's just very stressful.
Yeah. It's also funny too when you realize that half the people that are in commercial are comedians.
Oh yeah.
Like you watch TV, it's like, I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, moving out here, I've seen like 4 friends. Or the weirdest is when I see someone for a part that I auditioned for.
Yeah.
And then I see them get the part and I'm just like,
motherfucker. Yeah.
Because when I didn't get it, I'm like, yeah, I'm not that good at it. And then I see the person who gets it, I'm like, well, I would have been better than that guy. Come on now.
But that's the thing about acting in general. Like, that you just never know. And especially like on camera acting it's not really. It's just bullshit. You just can do the shit over and over again.
Right.
Till you get it right. And then they can make you look however they want to make you look.
Right, versus plays.
Yeah, play you there. You get one shot.
You got to actually. Yeah.
I would do a play eventually. But we got to keep.
You want to write one right now?
Not really. I don't want to write one, but I don't want to
work with you at all, Sam.
Just to get nice, like just to get really nice.
I had a theater company for a bit, and we did some really cool.
All right. And then our last date for you. This is the November 6th, 2022. This was this past year. This is when I mentioned your show Late for Work at the Hollywood Improv changes from monthly to weekly.
Yes.
I don't think people realize like any show. It's so hard to run a show that consistently gets audience, that's consistently good, let alone at the famed Hollywood Improv. So just what is that meant to you? Like every Sunday you're performing Tiffany Haddish, or you've had like famous people with you.
Yeah,
you got great crowds.
Yeah, the thing about it is it started off as a monthly that I hosted with. And then Chris Burns is the producer of the show. And yeah, it's been very good. It's been a very good look. I mean, a lot of times in Hollywood, it's all optics.
Yeah.
So like, my family members see I'm doing shows with all these people that you see on TV. They're like, oh, this motherfucking Illuminati now. It's like,
they just think you're like, oh, you must have millions.
Yeah,
now because you're hanging out with Bill Burr.
Yeah. Or like I'm doing shows with all these people. And I mean, the thing about it is, it's all about being around those people.
Yeah.
I mean, I host a show, so it's not like I'm like doing an act with these people. But I mean, it is good. It's been very special for me, considering like the Improv was the first space that I got to, actually go up on stage. And,
right.
They've actually welcomed me as family, and they've been the club that has, given me the most opportunities to be on their stage on a consistent
Right. You
basis.
get to host other shows.
Yeah, and I get to be there and do other things there. So yeah, it's been pretty chill. And like the thing about working with these comics that are working everywhere and going places, I've been able to go on the road with a couple comedians and like, and it's different than going on the road with famous people.
Yeah. A
little bit of a different vibe.
Dude.
It's not like I hope there's a crowd tonight.
No,
it's just like,
you don't have to do nothing, bro. Just show up and get paid.
Don't be annoying.
Yeah. And don't be annoying. That's it.
Just be chill.
You just gotta be chill. You gotta listen to them and listen to all their stories. But
that's amazing.
But I tell people it's just to open for celebrities. And that's why people, you see these guys that do it for years and years for like the same. He goes, yeah, because It's the sweetest spot ever.
Yeah.
You go, you do your 20 minutes right before. Sometimes people don't even know who you are. So if you're funny, like, oh man, I didn't know this guy is funny. And if you work with a really cool celebrity, they, most of them don't sell merch because they don't need the money, or like they'll let you sell whatever. But that was another thing, where it wasn't even like, open up for people and like, oh yeah, you want to go with me this weekend? I'm like, yeah. That kind of thing.
Yeah,
so,
I guess I can make that work.
I guess I can make that work.
Sure, I'll clear my schedule for you, boss.
But it's been a really good experience being at the Improv.
That's amazing.
For over a year,
That's dope. I know we got to wrap in. Sorry, got to cut you short, but I didn't even know if someone was coming in here. But what else is next? I mean, you got the show, the Improv. What else is like the big things that you look forward to for the rest of the year? I
got a game show that we're gonna be making here soon. And then I have a podcast coming out. Scumbags of History.
Nice. What's that about?
That's a great title, just on title alone.
Yeah, with Brittany Schmidt. And we're just, each week we take a historical figure and we just tell you.
Nice.
So
it's any historical figure. It's not hard to find.
But some people used to be surprised about.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, man, I'm doing that. I'm recording for Netflix as a joke.
Nice.
This month.
Dynasty typewriter.
Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, man, I'm just trying to make some shit happen, bro.
That's amazing.
Y'all are.
Well, we appreciate your time. Real quick, give me your social media, where to follow you.
Mateen Stewart, wherever. At Mateen Stewart, MATEEN STEWART. Oh yeah, check me out. And if you're getting married, check me out too. I'm the #1 officiant in California. Also,
is it
MC DJ?
Unofficially official?
Officially. Oh well, on Thumbtack, I have the highest rated.
This guy's highly rated.
Highest rated
wedding officiant.
Not just DJ, but officiant.
Officiant. Yeah. So
nice.
I've done over 80 weddings.
Oh, shit.
I have one tomorrow. So yeah, married by Mateen. So
hey, if you're getting married. And you got to get married by Mateen.
Yeah, get me now because the price is going up.
Tomorrow's price.
Yeah, today's price is not yesterday's.
Valley
price.
Boys, I always see the.
Me and Martin, the Valley Boys. Yeah, we got some shit coming out. Make sure you guys check out my OnlyFans.
Okay.
Yeah.
The comedy OnlyFans, right?
Yeah. I don't show my dick on there.
I didn't want to ask a question.
No.
That's amazing. Yeah, the comedy taping. So appreciate you, Mateen.
Oh, thank you.
Please don't make it a minute long intro of you going, where the hose at? Where the hose at? You're going to use that as the intro now of me saying this. I hate that so much.
Where the hose at?
Also, thank you so much for editing, but did you edit the video of the Julian Stern one?
I did.
Okay. Bro, you did a zoom in of me going, C's up, B's down, and he zooms in on my hands. You're trying to get me murdered.
Oh, did you do that?
No, you did.
No, I didn't zoom in on anything.
You didn't zoom in on my hands, but you zoomed into a solo shot. It wasn't even like the wide shot. You zoomed in, or like you just, not zoomed in, you just did you did my individual camera.
Oh, on Julian's episode? No, I did Julian's episode. It wasn't Julian's episode. Julian's episode only had the wide.
We filmed it back to back. Yeah, we filmed it back. It was that same day, but you did that one. And it's the individual camera of me going, C's up, B's down.
Sam, you can't be throwing up gang signs. No, you did it.
I said that? That's really funny. I didn't catch it. I usually watch.
I'm keeping this in. Or Denise should keep this in.
Please don't keep this in.
Why not? This is good content. This is what people want. People want to know what the real Sam is. I feel like your brand is a little bit too cookie cutter, and we're trying to really get you to the hood ratchet niggas demographic, 28 to 42. Black men.
28 to 42 is such a that's not even a demographic that people use.
It's the black demographic for sure. It's like a demographic.
What happens when you turn 43?
Let me tell you something. When you're 28, when you're 28 as a black man, it's like, okay, cool. Like I'm starting to like James Brown. I cook on the grill sometimes. I don't want a Cadillac, but if I have to get one, I guess. And then that time in your 30s, like cool. I'm still athletic. I look good. I mean, my hair is going, but I got a nice mustache. I can do some push-ups. I like mean black ladies. And then 42 is like, okay, now I need to really, my shit's not together at that point, I need to get it together. I need to get my life together. I might have a kid or two who's now 8, he needs me. And 42 is like, you could either be a new daddy or a couple years away from being a granddaddy. So that's like the cutoff. That demographic for you, I think you can really tap in because I feel like it's a lot of things that you can talk about that we can really expound your brand a little bit more. So I think we need to start talking a little bit more ratchet. I think we talk about a lot more gang activity. Basketball. You like basketball, right?
That would seem so. Hey, I want to reach the black demographic. So let me talk about basketball and hip hop.
I mean, no, the way you said it was kind of shitty.
That's because that's how it sounds like what you're saying for me to do.
But when I say it, it's a little bit cooler. I think I just need you to just tap in, just follow my lead a little bit.
You want me to be cooler?
Mainly just more specific to that demographic. The 28 to 42-year-old black men that like ribs and college football.
What have you been thinking about a lot lately, Sam? I've been thinking a lot about 28 to 42-year-old black men. They're like, whoa, what?
Yeah, I mean, what you want me to do, dog? It's a real demographic.
I cannot believe this is going in the podcast.
Why not? What else are we going to talk about?
Where is this even going? At what point?
My ism this week?
This is the ending segment? If this is the ending segment, oh, that's great. Lovely. If you made it this far,
yeah, this is sweet.
You're a real one. Episode.
My ism this week is do that shit.
That's the shortest ism we've had. That's life lessons with
do it.
Danny. Yeah, actually maybe you have said that before, but hey, that's like who's telling me this? Ray. Oh, shout out my friend Dre. He was telling me that
Black Dre?
Ray, yes. That Ray Lewis only had so many speeches, motivational speeches that he would give. So his teammates would hear like the first 2 sentences of it and be like, oh, okay, he's going with this one. And he just had canned motivational speeches that he would give.
Yeah, bits.
Yeah, and he would just like have, 6 a season or whatever and go through it.
Did I tell you that he came to my Elon once?
Really?
Did I say this on this podcast?
No. You met Ray Lewis?
Bro, yeah. So one time.
For the non-sports fans, real quick, do I give too much context? But
I think you did.
Famous Hall of Fame NFL player. He murdered a man, allegedly.
That's also, I feel like, you focus on the black 28 to 42 demographic, you wouldn't have to explain a lot of this stuff. Anyway, so spring football, I play college football. Spring ball is when you play like a little mini season in the spring. So we're about to go ready to play. And for some random roundabout reason, because I didn't go to a big school, somebody that was close to the program knew Ray Lewis. Right. And we just all in the locker room, like damn near butt naked, like putting our shoulder pads on and stuff. Like locker room do, people do. And Ray Lewis just walks in and gives us like this magnificent pregame speech. But it was like, obviously, looking back at it, he had to have said that before. But it was slap nonetheless.
It's like when the pastor has a sermon that hits super hard at church, so then they go guest speak at another church and they act like they just given the sermon for the first time, but everyone's like, oh, this is
it's bits. You got to do bits. But he's talking about this like flipping cards and like, I would do push-ups. Every time I flipped the card, that's how many push-ups I would do. And I'll go through the whole deck. And he's just like talking about, yo, my brother, you might, whatever. Then like the lightning struck. He's like, see, that's God. See, yeah, that's God. Wait, I ain't even got to say it no more. I'm like, what the
Bro, if Ray Lewis came into my life and lightning struck and he said, see, that's God.
Yeah, it was tight. It was kind of tight though, I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, I'm doing whatever.
And this is like 2000.
I'm ready to go.
This is probably like 2012, 13. So he probably had only been retired for like a couple of years at that point. I'm like, this is the best day of my life. He probably doesn't remember that day at all.
Oh, you meant nothing to him.
At all. But yeah, shout out to Ray. Shout out to Beijing hair dye. He had a lot of it on his head for the white people.
Oh, that's the stuff that like fills in your hair?
Yeah. Once again, Sam, we got to get you really tapped in. You know what Murray's hair grease is?
No.
We'll work on this. We'll work on
this. Can you tell me how to get a Jerry curl?
No, we're not doing Jerry curls anymore.
I know, I'm bringing it back.
Nah, I don't think our demographic wants that.
I'm talking to the coalition.
Yeah, we've actually decided that's not what. We should get you waves.
Wait.
We should get you a callback.
That's going to be the new segment is Sam's wave check and it's just me taking the do-rag off.
Just going like, aha, oh, what's up? Yeah, welcome to Callbacks. This episode
I don't like this.
Stupid.
You're just setting me up to be culture vulture.
No. But if you don't mention it. Just like as we're talking, just like undo it. Without, so you got to watch the video. Like, just have it cooking all day. Cook the waves up, the nice Murrays. And don't mention it.
No, I think I should mention it. I'd be like, see, a lot of y'all, this new age, you've been trying to air fry the waves.
Yeah.
Put it in the air fryer. Yeah. You need a slow cooker.
Yeah.
Wave check.
Overnight.
And then
overnight that thing. We definitely need to slow cook you some waves.
Waves. My waves be on that overnight like them.
Have you ever had a shape up before, like a white boy temp fade?
Not really, no.
We should get you one of those.
I don't really do. You can see I don't really do much with my hair. It's kind of fading away.
I cut my own hair. Let me cut yours real quick.
You saying you cut your hair is not giving me confidence to work with my hair.
I need a cut now, but my shit typically is decently crisp. Yeah, a nice Sam Boosie fade. You with a Boosie fade would be tight. A bald Boosie fade?
Shout out Boosie.
Don't say it like that. Sounds kind of...
What? How did I say it? I said it normal.
Nah, there's something about it. Shout out.
Do I ever speak with a black accent?
I hope not.
I just want to know on this podcast. Because on another podcast I was on, someone commented, I love your accent, but I was just talking normal how I am talking right now. And I just responded like, thanks, didn't know I had an accent. And then like someone responded after, it's because he's using black accent. I was like, no, I'm not.
So I'm just talking. Culture. That's crazy.
I'm just talking I don't even want to bring honestly, I send you so many timestamps to, hey, this would be a good clip up. And then what you're going to choose is me, like a super cut of me flashing gang signs and doing like, Sam of Callbacks does gang signs in black accent.
And why not? That's what's going to get us to the next level. Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode of Callbacks with Danny and Samuel Lee.
I did not consent to Facebook using any of my rights.
No, I love, this is a joke I've never really told on stage, but it's one of my favorite jokes, is that when black people use a song illegally on Facebook and they say, I don't own the rights. That's my pinned tweet. And it's not a viral tweet. It's like maybe it has 20 likes on my Twitter. But it's so funny. Like, ma'am, auntie, this is not going to change whatever you did.
The white version of that is like, Facebook, I do not give you consent to get my ad patterns or whatever. And it's just like, anyway, but that's how I feel. Everything that you hear on this podcast, I did not give Danny consent to post.
I don't care.
So when the lawsuit comes out, you do not have my consent to use this.
I need a lawsuit to spice things up.
All right, we've said goodbye 17 times. We love you so much.
No, let's actually say goodbye now.
Get home safe.
Actually, I have some more things to say. So first of all,
okay, I'm leaving.
Donald Trump.
Goodbye. I'm off. Love you.
And second of all, Joe Biden.